respectable member of society chose to eat off screen, if you were unaware. So, welcome to the Beyond the Film podcast. I'm one of your hosts, Tyler.
I'm Ryan, and I got a mouthful of burger.
Yet he can still talk perfectly. Some say that takes skill. All right, Ryan. We're talking Anaconda today.
We are.
A movie that did come out a couple weeks ago. A bit of a behind the scenes of Beyond the Film. We ended up taking a break from seeing movies together, mainly because the local theater chain that we have around us, Marcus Theaters, decided that they were going to stop their Value Tuesday programs for like 2 or 3 weeks around the holidays. And I kind of never got a clear answer as to why they did that. Did you?
No, but I can only assume it's because Avatar came out.
Yeah, yes, but if Disney was going to come to theaters and say something along those lines of you can't offer value prices for Avatar's first couple weekends, wouldn't they just do that for all their movies then?
I don't know. I can only assume. I don't have an answer. It's just such a weird thing to do for the holidays. My wife actually made a little bit of a point. It could have been less about the movie theater making money and more about the movie theater not wanting parents dropping their kids off during school break.
I mean that could partially be the reason, but I mean, in a time where we hear about nothing but theaters struggling, having a Value Tuesday with kids off of school, probably could have, got them some serious cash, but maybe it's just because everybody's off of school, give us all the money you could possibly afford, so no Value Tuesday for you. Either way, it doesn't matter. So the main point of why we brought that up is we saw Anaconda a little bit late. However, we're doing something kind of unique for the Beyond the Film podcast, whereas we are talking about the movie basically immediately after seeing it. Today is Tuesday, January 6th. Ryan and I just got back from seeing Anaconda. And Ryan, you did something really unique at the end of the movie where you're like, let's not talk about anything.
Let's wait.
Yeah. I think that was a great idea because we're not tainting anybody's opinions right now. And we ultimately get a movie that I think is quite fun. I don't know how you felt. I think just a very long TLDR thing here. I liked the movie. I don't think it's perfect. I think it's got issues that we'll probably talk about, but generally for what the movie was trying to be, I had fun with it.
Yeah, I can agree with you. I will say that for at least half the movie, I was actually quite bored. I thought it was a very slow moving movie, right up until I'd say about the halfway mark where it kind of speeds up. The action just kind of gets out there, and less about the action, more about the laughs kick in, I think. It was sitting pretty low. I was pretty disappointed up until, the scene from the trailer with the pig on his back. I think once that hits, the movie is pretty nonstop from there, and I think it kind of redeems itself through that halfway point.
Yeah, I agree with you. I mean, for one, I think seeing the movie and then thinking back to the trailer, they simply gave away too many of the big moments in that trailer. And, I'll mention it because it's basically spoiled in the trailer. There's a point in the movie where Jack Black is suddenly taken by the giant snake and seemingly killed. And they definitely act like he has been killed in the movie. And then obviously you get the scene where he's not actually dead and he's running through the field. Really wish they kind of hadn't have spoiled that.
Agreed.
Now that I'm thinking. But I think it goes to show another major point of this movie that you brought up. The laughs are kind of few and far between for a lot of this movie's middle portion. It is a very, very weak second act where they're trying to balance the creature action with developing to a lesser degree the characters and trying to create some natural tension between them. And I don't think it does a very good job of balancing that or just its tones in general, right? It tries to go back very suddenly between, campy meta type humor, but also try to be somewhat of an effective creature feature, which I don't think it ends up doing both or either really well as a result.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to pinpoint what this movie would be considered because it's not a sequel. It's not
No.
really a remake. It's not really a requel. I mean, it's its own kind of entity, and I love meta movies like this where it's kind of like in the same. It's a universe where like the movie exists, and also like we want to remake the movie. So it's very weird. I love when movies do this weird meta humor thing, and that works really well for me. What doesn't work is I think Paul Rudd's normally a very funny person, and I think once again another movie that Paul Rudd is in, he's vastly underused, but also overused at the same time. He just didn't seem that funny in this movie at most of
Yeah.
the time. There's a couple really good laughs with him, don't get me wrong, but I'm used to some better humor from him.
Yeah, I think because they make the choice of bringing in Thandwe Newton and Steve Zahn on top of the other arc in the movie between a God, I don't even remember her name. Some Anna,
Anna,
I think
and I only remember the Anaconda joke.
Anaconda, yeah.
No.
So there's like this arc between her and another man who's kind of chasing her, and then those characters kind of come together. I think, yeah, you're right, and it does kind of feel like Paul Rudd and Jack Black don't have nearly as much to do. Where like I feel if the movie was just focused on them, and then maybe you cut the Thandwe Newton and Steve Zahn characters, and then you bring in those other two, like maybe you're talking about something more, and those actors would have more to do. But yeah, I think some of the humor and some of just the general development was just kind of spread too thin among probably too many characters.
Right. Um, do we want to talk about the secret cameos because that was a surprise?
Yeah. So I guess once again, I mean, all our reviews come out kind of late to where if you really haven't seen the movie by this point, go see it. I think it's worth a watch.
Yeah.
But yes, from here on out, I guess we will be talking spoilers. Yeah. Ice Cube shows up in this movie.
Not only Ice Cube, but J-Lo.
Yeah, J-Lo's one is kind of it's basically a throwaway.
I'll be the first to say I am not a J-Lo fan, nor am I a Jenny from the Block fan. But it's still crazy to see her show up in something like this. I know that like both of their characters are so prolific to the series. It just wasn't something that was going to be on my radar because I thought this was going to be more of a spoof of the movie.
Right.
So it's just shocking to me that they both showed up. And they both have done comedy in the past. I mean, Ice Cube more than J-Lo, I think, but
Yeah. Ice Cube, I could see doing something like this. Like, you talk Ice Cube enough, and he's like, yeah, sure. Why the hell not?
Yeah.
But J-Lo was a bit of a surprise because she kind of has a reputation in Hollywood of being a bit of a diva. So I could definitely see her like seeing this script and saying, nah, this is below me. But I mean, for her to show up for what is essentially a 30-second cameo at the end to ask Jack Black's character to actually direct the real remake of Anaconda. Yeah. So the reason why Ice Cube is in the movie is because there's tension throughout the film, or it's established early on that Paul Rudd's character somehow, through some stupid reason, got the rights to the Anaconda movie, and that kind of kickstarts the whole adventure of them going into the woods. Well, the tension of the movie is that when they're going down the stream, it turns out there's an actual film crew from Sony filming the actual remake of Anaconda. And when Jack Black's character finds that out, he obviously has a falling out with Paul Rudd's character. Oh, you didn't actually require the rights. This is just some way that we could like rekindle our flailing friendship kind of thing. But yeah, I mean, as a result, like the end climax of the movie is set on a destroyed set from that movie. And then Ice Cube, who apparently was going to return for this legacy sequel, it just kind of comes out of nowhere and kind of gives them, the tools they'll need to survive. And then we get our finale. So yeah, it's fun. I mean, I mean, I looked at you and I'm like, oh my God, is that really Ice Cube? And you're like, I think that's Ice Cube.
I heard his voice immediately and I'm like, yep, that's Ice Cube. I know that in an instant.
Yeah. So, I mean, like, it was a fun little, callback for fans of that first Anaconda, which let's be honest, by no means is any good. But
I'll be very forward with you right now. I'm pretty sure I've seen Anaconda. I mean, it's just one of those movies. If I did, and I must have, but like I was so young. This is like predates horror movie Ryan. This predates that I was like first time watching Jurassic Park. I probably watched Anaconda is what we're talking about. So I have zero memory of Anaconda. I have zero memory of Ice Cube's character or J Lo's character. Um, I just know that they were in it.
Yeah, I mean it's there's a fun reference like to Eric Stoltz's character. John Voight is briefly mentioned. So yeah, I've seen Anaconda fairly recently, probably about a year and a half ago. I was kind of wondering, like, are they going to get John Voight? Are they going to get Owen Wilson? But then I'm thinking about it. I'm like, those characters died in the first Anaconda, so it'd be kind of weird to bring them back for a legacy sequel. So that kind of makes a little sense why they weren't in there. But yeah, once again, Ice Cube, welcome cameo. Wasn't expecting it.
Great cameo.
Yeah, I mean, I it feels like I'm being a little bit more negative the more we talk on it. Like, I do want to emphasize, I did like this movie. Like, I think it was a good enough time. Like, there are very clearly problems with it, right? That second act is slow. I think the comedy could have been more effective. But, I mean, like, there's some stuff here that is effective. I think the relationship between Paul Rudd and Jack Black works for the most part. Like, when the jokes do hit, I think they hit. I was laughing quite frequently during this movie. And how do you feel about the snake itself? Because I actually didn't think it looked that bad.
I think that at first glance it's really fine looking. I think that as somebody that knows a little bit about animation and CGI, I think I could immediately tell that it looked like a Sci-Fi Channel movie, which is not a bad thing. I welcome that because the original Anaconda was not the greatest effects. Like it's a callback to itself. It's a cheap callback. They don't have to spend a lot of money on it, but it's a welcome callback because it's fun. I would actually go back for a second and disagree. You said that the second half was slow. I would say that the first. Second act, okay.
Yeah.
I see. I wanted to make sure because like I didn't think that I thought the beginning of the movie was very, very slow.
Yeah, I mean it definitely takes a while for the Anaconda movie to begin shooting, quote unquote. Like they kind of have to establish the characters, establish how they're going to get to the jungle, and it does maybe take a little bit too long, but you at least get a chance to see some chemistry between Rudd and Jack Black. They have that scene where they show like their childhood movie that kind of inspires them to the Quatch that kind of inspires them to remake Anaconda. I mean, I probably am a little bit more positive on that first act, but I could definitely understand like it does maybe take a little too long for the characters to get to the jungle and actually get to the snake action, if you will.
Yeah. I brought it up to you in the theater right away. I just think it's great that Jack Black is slowly like returning to adult humor. I think it fits him really well, and now he brings this weird kind of like family aspect, but also being an adult movie star now. You know what I mean? Like, it's not
I think
Minecraft and stuff.
What's funny is because I think Jack Black's choices in kids' movies tend to be better, I think he kind of avoids the Eddie Murphy allegations a lot, where Jack Black kind of started off as this sort of like darkly humorous leading man that, yes, was more centered in like adult comedies, things like The Cable Guy or things like Envy or Saving Silverman. And then, he definitely went through a phase like his Kung Fu Panda phase, right? Yeah. Doing those movies, doing Gulliver's Travels. But like, I think because he had some solid kid movies in there, like House with a Clock in Its Walls and, God, what's that other one that's not bad? School of Rock. I don't know what you consider School of Rock. But yeah, I think Jack Black has been able to kind of, mold to and produce quality work no matter what he's starring in. So if that means that he's going to lean more into the adult comedies going forward, and I mean, is this movie rated R?
No, it's PG-13.
Yeah. So I mean, like this isn't necessarily like full on adult. Like I think you could take a young child to this movie and they probably could get some enjoyment out of it.
Yeah, I mean, easily. Like I'd probably let like a 10-year-old watch it. Like it's not like there's no gore. There's a little bit of snake gore and stuff, but like I just mean that like we've hit a point now where Jack Black has a stigma of like Kung Fu Panda, like you said, or like Minecraft, or
Yeah.
Mario movie, or like anything like that. That like I was so shocked when I heard him say the word shit in the movie that I was just blown away for a second.
Yeah, good point. Yeah. No, I mean you're not wrong because you know you don't want to get typecast. You know,
Yep.
especially later on in your career, you kind of want to keep the door open. And it's not like he hasn't done anything adult. He did.
Yeah. Dear
Well,
Santa.
well, Dear Santa. There was a movie called Bernie that he was nominated for. Probably quite a few years back now. That was kind of a more like darkly comedic performance from him. But yeah, I mean. Like, I want to meet a person who hates Jack Black. Like,
I don't think they exist.
Yeah. Like, have you seen that clip of Elle and Dakota Fanning doing like the lie detector, where apparently they revealed that they're both in a group chat dedicated to how hot Jack Black is.
What?
And yes, and Elle Fanning's just like, that man is sex on legs, and I'm like, and like she was hooked up to a lie detector.
That's
and
insane.
Dakota Johnson asked her if she would leave her boyfriend for Jack Black, and it came back inconclusive. So I mean, like it's actually quite incredible. Just like the stranglehold that Jack Black is able to have on so many different generations.
Yeah.
And yeah, he seems like such a likable guy. I mean, we never know who these people are behind closed doors, but I mean, like, he's not a Chevy Chase, right? You hear nothing but horror stories about Chevy Chase. You hear nothing but nice things about Jack Black. Like,
yeah, I mean, I've obviously never met him, but like anything that anybody has ever said about the man has been, he's a great person to work with. And I mean, even he went through the phase of doing the YouTube stuff, and being a YouTuber. So
yeah.
I mean, you saw a little bit more of the background from that kind of stuff. I don't know, man.
Yeah. I mean, the dude's talented. He can play. I mean, when we were talking about adult stuff, like we didn't even talk about Tenacious D. Yeah. Well, yeah, and you know, it's nice seeing Paul Rudd do things too. Like I've always been a big fan of Paul Rudd. He's kind of like stayed in the adult lane a bit more. He's never really dove into kids movies, from what I'm remembering off the top of my head. But yeah, I mean, Rudd is here. He's especially strong. Yeah, I mean, by no means is this like a glowing endorsement for this movie. We definitely talked about problems, but is there anything else you wanted to add?
Well, the only thing I want to add about Paul Rudd is I want to explain to you. I have never explained to you why I'm upset about the Paul Rudd thing, that he's underused. This goes all the way back to probably when I was in high school. There was an Adult Swim show called Neon Joe Werewolf Hunter, and I loved this show. And the show opens, it's like a live action Adult Swim show. It opens with Paul Rudd in a town, like for an acting thing, and he's vastly underused. He immediately dies in the beginning of the show, but he's so funny, and that was my introduction to Paul Rudd, because I never did the Marvel movies or anything like that. But I feel like every movie that happens that he's in, he's underused in some way. He's killed in the beginning. Even what was that, Friendship last year? That he's kind of like a side character, and he's played off being the main character in the movie in all the trailers.
Yeah, I mean, I can't think of the last time Paul Rudd was actually like a main character in a movie. Is like I Love You Man the last one?
I don't know.
Oh, Death of a Unicorn. I forgot about that one.
But no, even in that one, it's all Jenna Ortega. He's barely in it.
Okay, so what about you know, like Ant-Man, Role Models?
I haven't seen
Role Models is more of like a dual lead.
Yeah, dual lead, and that's what he does. And that might just be what he's better at, is doing dual leads. But like, he's a funny guy. I'd like to see him in more stuff.
You know, his brother Paul Stephen Rudd was in Halloween 6. You know, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. That's him. But like, he was credited in that movie as Paul Stephen Rudd.
Okay, you had me for a second. I was like, I thought that was Paul Rudd.
No, it is Paul Rudd, but like if you look at the performance, like when he's like flashing by in the credits at the beginning, it's like, and introducing Paul Stephen Rudd as Tommy Doyle. like okay.
Yeah. But no, that's the end. That's my Paul Rudd explanation of why I always say the exact same thing about him every single movie we watch.
Yeah. Hey, look at us. Look at us. Who would have thought we'd been here? Not me. Dude, the Hot Ones meme?
I've never watched Hot Ones.
But it's the meme. Like Okay, I guess I'm just habitually online and spend too much of my time with teenagers. I don't know.
No, I will be very honest. That meme was from the past couple of years, right?
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
not
that
that old.
was. I know it's not that old because that's in my I just had a baby phase. I wasn't online at all.
Okay.
I was sitting in a corner crying, not sleeping.
Okay, so remind me to send the Paul Rudd TikTok, and then what's the other? Oh, the Elle Fanning thing.
Yes, please.
Yeah, yes, I will. But yeah. Anything else on Anaconda? I think we've talked long
No,
enough on Anaconda.
It's a solid movie. We can do the like. Would you see it? I know you already said. I I'd say that if the idea of the movie really pulls to you, see it in theaters. Wait for it to come to TV. It's not that good of a comedy. It's not one that you're gonna like buy right away and need to watch multiple times. It's a fun movie to watch probably once. I don't know if I'll like go out of my way to watch it again.
Sure.
But it was fun. The callbacks are cool.
Yeah. So I pretty much agree with you. I think that personally, comedies are more fun when you watch them with an audience. And even today, like our audience seemed really into the movie, and I think that can definitely add to your enjoyment of it. So if you can go see it in theaters, you have the means, and you can see it on a busy day where it's kind of a busy crowd. Yeah, definitely go see it. But yeah, I mean, for the most part, in terms of just like quality of the movie, you could probably wait for streaming, catch it as kind of like that maybe that wasn't that bad part of 2025 when you're kind of reviewing stuff you missed. Yeah, I mean. I mean, it's not going to make my top 5 of the year. Speaking of that, are we going to do a top 5 of the year episode?
I'd like to of last year. Yeah, I'd like to. And we didn't even mention Justin's not here. Justin also wants to do a best of the year. Justin got eaten by the snake at the movie.
That makes sense. That makes sense. Is he going to be regurgitated back up just like Jack Black and the one dude at the end?
I really hope so. I really hope so because we need a third person. Otherwise, I mean, I'd hate to look for another person at this point.
Yeah.
It was hard enough trying to get you on the team.
I didn't think it was that hard. But
no, Justin will be back next week. I kicked the snake. We killed it. We blew it up. Justin flew out. He's just recovering.
Into several pizzas. Twice.
Several, yes. And Justin's only minorly harmed.
Oh, okay, good.
So
yeah. So snakes have teeth, correct? Like a row of teeth. So
no, they don't have like teeth. No.
So like, shouldn't there be like marks of some kind on Jack Black, or is the snake just like freaking going full on old person without dentures and just like swallowing? Like I don't.
So I had a snake. So I've been bitten by a snake, right? Also, I want to say, when they're filming the snake that comes up to the camera, that's a ball python. That's just a little ball python that they put up to the thing. So like a little upset. Was not an anaconda. But no, they have like retractable fangs that when they bite, the fang will go into the meat. So yes, you are right. They should have been stabbed by giant fangs, and they should not be alive.
So God damn it, I was right.
But I'm not a snake expert, so there's gonna probably be somebody in the comments that like, anacondas don't have fangs, you idiot.
We have people in our comments?
There's gonna be one, and they're gonna find it just because I said it. You know that. Yeah. They're not even gonna be fans of the page. They're just gonna call me stupid because they're snake people. Yeah. And like, snake people are cool. I was a snake person. I had to get rid of my snake, but like,
I was about to say, classifying yourself as a snake person does not seem like the brag you think it is. Anyways, that was supposed to be the end of our podcast. So
whatever, man. What are we seeing next week? I know you're excited.
What are we seeing next week?
Primate.
Oh, yeah. It was the I'm really glad I didn't go. It was the Marcus Mystery movie yesterday.
I had a feeling it was going to be, and I know you usually take Lizzie's to those, so I'm glad you didn't go.
Well, I'm glad that they show horror because Lizzie isn't the biggest horror fan, and she expressed deep concern that she does not want to see that movie under any circumstances.
Correct. I thought about that when it popped up on my screen, that it was the horror one. I was like, that's going to be Primate.
Yeah, because I remember when we first started dating, I took her to one that was labeled as horror, and she was a little unsure. It ended up being Bring Her Back. That
no,
Brothers movie. Yeah, so that movie was interesting. I mean, there are scenes in that movie that she was kind of like
the knife scene.
The knife scene got her.
Scene, yeah.
Yep,
Okay.
the knife scene got her. So,
oh boy.
Yeah. So, yeah, Primate should be fun. It's getting good reviews. Hopefully, that means it's a good movie. I mean, good reviews don't necessarily mean that. So, yeah.
Perfect. Well, we will see you guys back in like a week from when you guys see this. I don't. Our time, beginning of the year, man. Movies are slow. Everything's slow. Holidays. Bear with us. We'll be back.